Friends, in this video we are going to discuss self-exploration practices to discover yourself. Discovering your true self is a lifelong journey. It does not happen in one day or one revelation, but it is still worth the pursuit. When you find your true self through self-exploration, you know what you are meant to do and are no longer afraid. Rising up with authenticity, you can overcome anything. What is your true self? Is it the person you were as a child? When you felt the happiest? When you learned that important life lesson? When you achieved that goal? When you helped that stranger? Or when you acted according to your values regardless of others' expectations? The answer is all of these things make up your true self. The key is not discovering your true self, it's remembering. Here are some self-exploration practices to help you get started. Number 1 is act authentically. When you act authentically, you are stepping into your true self. You are walking with wisdom rather than worry. People come to you because they know you are the real deal. You are flawed but fierce. You are enough as you, where you are, with what you have. When you are authentic, you make choices that come from character. When you stay true to who you actually are, you learn that nothing can bring you down. That's because you are not looking for external validation. And when you know what you have, you can do more with it. When you act authentically, you are also acting in the best interests of everyone around you. Because you care more about the right things. A better you means a better world. Number 2, use self-affirmation. Say the following: I am enough, I am strong, I am a victor, not a victim. I have what it takes, I will overcome, I will keep going. Even when it seems impossible, I am not perfect, but I am human. I am allowed to rest, not to quit. I am not alone. I am good. I am grateful. I am at peace. When you say these things, you accept them as true. You feel them and you become them. You discover your true self in finding your power through self-exploration. When you tell the world who you are, obstacles and opposition will move out of the way. When you are confident, you see opportunities, lessons and wisdom. It makes you proactive rather than reactive. Number 3, confront your inner critic. If all anyone did was listen to the negative voice in their head, nothing would ever get done. Einstein would not have discovered the theory of relativity and more if he listened to his teacher once tell him that he did not have what it took. The world would be robbed of that one person who would change so many things. The inner critic comes from fear of the unknown, of not being good enough, or of loss and lack. However, fear does not have to decide what happens. You can overcome fear by not listening to your inner critic. Instead, you can thank your inner critic and say, I think what could happen, and spin it into a positive sentiment. Fear can make sure you wear your seat belt, practice before performing, make good choices, but it does not have to control you. It may not go away completely when you confront your inner critic, but you can reassure it and ultimately release it. Number 4, don't hide your imperfections. It's easy to wear a mask and say, this is who I want people to think I am. Instead, it's more fulfilling to take off the mask and say, this is who I actually am and I am proud of that person. Through self-exploration, you can live freely by owning who you are. That will make you more responsible and more impactful. When you tell your story and say your truth, people will listen and be inspired to find their own truth. Self-discovery can then spread. Number 5, find who you are not. If you want to find out who you are, find out who you are not. What part of your past has defined your present? What about your culture, religion, family, friends, people around you? What is true? What is truly you and what is them? You will never be finished discovering yourself, but you can use differentiation, where you separate yourself from what is not you by finding the sources of your views to become independent. When you differentiate, you do not discount or minimize the effect other things have had. You just become aware of it and what you are aware of. You can bring into the light of acceptance, where you can do something to change it. What are your unique goals, interests, values, and ideas? Once you figure out what you are not, start there. Self exploration is a journey of understanding how you have been shaped and molded through life and by what. It's okay that things have influenced you, but have you ever asked yourself why? If you can answer that question, you can start to find out who you are and set you free from the things you are not. Number 6, log your life. Journaling is a great tool for self exploration. All you need to do is write down your thoughts, either as free writing or following prompts. If you cannot think of anything to write, start simply. Write down your mood and the date. What causes you feel better or worse? What are your triggers? What makes you triumph? When you discover what makes you tick, you learn how to better manage yourself and your life. You have a safe space where you can be your true self and only share entries if you feel comfortable. You can pour it out daily or just check in. You can also observe what's around you, letting your mind go and flow. Focus on your feelings and allow pauses and moments for reflection before resuming writing. Let the end of it come naturally when you feel like you have nothing else to say. Number 7, focus on what is right with you. Maybe your mind ruminates on what you don't like about yourself and what you think others don't like. Maybe you feel like opportunities pass you up because you are not worth it. If that is you, know that you are not alone. Everyone has a negativity bias where they tend to believe more in the bad at first than the good. Recognizing your mind may lie to you is the first step in seeing the truth. When you focus on what is right for you, you contract those thoughts telling you that you have nothing to offer. If you have control over what you think, you have greater control over your situation. Have you ever given yourself a compliment? Why not try one now? You can personalize it, but you can say things along the lines of, I like how you care for other people. You have a great attitude. You always rise when bad things happen. I love you. Number 8, find solace in solitude. Sometimes unplugging and getting away is the best thing for self exploration. If you step outside into nature and invest in yourself, then you will feel better and be better. Use time to meditate and focus just on yourself, not the world around you. Listen to your own thoughts, not what others are saying. When you check in, you know yourself again. Recharging may not change everything or stop that difficult circumstances, but it can help you develop the mindset and energy to face it through your inner strength. Number 9 is practice self care. Often, when people try to relax, they worry with guilt and anxiety. You may be on vacation, but your brain is still at work. If you give yourself permission to relax, you will see that you fight your battles even better and can really dive into self exploration. Breakthroughs will happen in self care more than in self sabotage. When you try some self care, it's not just about pampering yourself, it's taking the time to do what you need to do in order to be who you need to be. Self-care looks different to each person. For some, it may be using essential oils and taking a bath. For others, it may look like hiking into nature, away from your problems and troubles. Whatever self-care looks like for you, know that you deserve it. Number 10, try mindfulness. Being present and in the moment is a great way to discipline your mind into not catastrophizing. When you fail, you don't say, I am a failure. Mindfulness helps you stop judging yourself by just observing your thoughts and stopping negative thoughts patterns. Imagine your thoughts are like leaves flowing past you in the cool breeze. As each thought comes up, place it on a leaf and let it pass. You don't have to be attached to each one. Instead, work on breathing deeply, which activates the vagus nerve and release tension and stress. As you breathe out, notice those leaves getting farther and farther from you until they are in the distance. You can be mindful at work when your boss is talking over you and you want to raise your voice. You can be mindful with your kids when they are asking for their siblings' toy and you just want to give in to take in to make it stop. You can be mindful when you are in the most stressful situations and it gives you a pause to reassess the situation. Whatever the situation, you calm down so that you can act with a clearer head and make choices that will bring the best results. The conclusion is self exploration looks different for each person, but authentically always brings you back to yourself when you are exploring who you are. You must start with what matters to you. You have to assess your values, and that will give you the criteria for living. That's all. Thanks for watching my videos, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thanks a lot.